So I just wanted to go over a couple things with you about the IOLab device and the software, just to make sure that you have everything you need in case you encounter any kind of errors as you go about doing your lab. So first thing I wanted to show you was basically what happens when you need to change the batteries in the device. So on the back of the IOLab device, there's one screw in the middle, a Phillips head screw. So if you take that out, you'll see there's two batteries in there, and so two AA batteries, and one AA battery has about 1.5 volts. So there should be about 3 volts of power going to the IOLab device. Now, I checked all of them before I shipped them out, made sure that they had at least 3 volts in them, so that you could, have enough to do everything you needed to do. But for some reason, a few people have found issues that the batteries were lower than that. So I'm not sure what happened, but I'll show you what it looks like in case you see that. Then you know you need to replace the battery. So I'm just gonna click on the wheel sensor here, turn it on so it's connected, and you'll notice up at the top here, see how it says where it says remote 1, and it says 2.78 volts. V is for volts, so that's indicating that that's what the voltage is powering the IOLab device. So it's way lower than it should be. So if you go and click record, I'll show you what happens when there's just not enough power for it to do what it needs to do. Oh, okay, so you can see what happened is the record button stopped being red, now it's gray. You see down here there's a red box saying no data to display. Up here it no longer says connected, it says paired. So that's an indication that you should check the batteries in the device. Now, one thing I just want to make sure that you're aware of with the calibration, you have to do it when you're not in lesson player mode. What I mean by lesson player mode is what you see here. So this is the first slide of the Lab 1, and they call this in the software, they call it lesson player mode, and that's just what the whole lab sequence is. And you can tell if you're in lesson player mode by looking up here, and it'll say quit player. So that means I'm in lesson player mode. So if you still need to calibrate your device, make sure that you're not in this mode, so you can X out of that, then you can go in to calibrate. Now, make sure you're calibrating both the accelerometer sensor and the force sensor, okay? Because you're going to be using both of them for some of these labs. So I just want to show you one thing here as you go through the calibration process. So I'll go through the process here of the force sensor. So I'll place the device on my table here like it's in the picture. I'll leave it there, click next, wait a second. All right, and then I'll pick it up by the force sensor, by that little screw, and I'll hold it steady there, click next, hold it steady till it does that, and then it's calibrated. All right, well, it's not quite calibrated yet, you still have to save it. So you have to make sure that you press this green save button here. Sometimes as I've been going through and calibrating, I've accidentally hit close down here, and if you do that, then it won't save the calibration. So make sure you click save when you do this. And if for some reason during the semester you have to use a different laptop to complete the lab, you have to recalibrate the sensor, because the calibration actually calibrates the sensors of the device to the computer. So if you change computers mid semester, make sure you recalibrate to the new computer.